Ladies and gentlemen, the IFA opening press conference will start in 10 minutes. Please take your seats. Thank you.
So, Lorenz für Peter.
Dear guests, the IFA opening press conference will start in 5 minutes. Please take your seats. Thank you. Dear guests, the IFA opening press conference is about to start. Please take your seats. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, dear guests. Welcome. On the behalf of IFA Management and its two shareholders, Clarion Events and also GFU Home and Consumer Tech, I'd like to welcome you all to the annual IFA Opening Press Conference 2025 here in the wonderful city of Berlin. Now, looking into the room here, I just have to ask, how is everybody feeling today? Everybody in a good mood? Look at that. That's the energy we need. That's the energy we're hoping for, also throughout the next couple of days. Now, my name is Chris Brow. I have the honor to guide you through this press conference, and I am very excited. I'm very honored to be here, as IFA and I go way back, okay? Think about 17 years back. I think it was 2008. I actually had my first stint here at a small exhibition stage at IFA, and was also a part of IFA in the following years until 2012, and am back now. And back then, at that time, we were talking about, will it be Blu-ray or will it be HD DVD? All right, you had people walking around like their iPods were status symbols. And if somebody said smart home, I thought, hey, they mean a house with good insulation. All right, but the times have changed. Obviously, the technology has evolved, but we're still at the same place, where it belongs, IFA, here in Berlin. Now, let me tell you, this event is packed with some fresh insights, some bold ideas, and maybe even a few surprises. And after the keynotes, we'll open the floor to some questions. By the way, if you have any now, or anything might spark some questions during the keynotes while you're listening, feel free to send them to us via Slido. Okay, we're going to show you the QR code. Just scan the QR code, which will lead you right to Slido for the Q&A later on. And also, obviously, you're invited to use the old-fashioned way. Just raise your hand, and we'll get you a microphone. Think of it as the analog Slido way, okay? Now, I am very, very happy to introduce the main hosts of this event, as they and their teams have poured in their heart, their visions, and obviously also their soul into making this possible. And I think they've been so deeply involved, I'm not even sure if they still know what free time means. But I'm pretty sure it was worth it. So let's welcome, with a big round of applause, the Managing Director of GFU Home and Consumer Tech, Dr. Sarah Warnecke, and the CEO of IFA Management, Leif Lindner. Welcome. Nice to have you, Sarah. Welcome, Leif.
Hi, Chris.
So, great to have you with us. First of all, first impression, how do you feel?
Great.
Great, absolutely.
Packed.
All right, so
Fantastic.
let's jump right into it. And kind of referring to the motto, imagine the future. Leif, are you ready to imagine the future?
Absolutely ready, absolutely. So, Chris, IFA has always been about envisioning what next. And this year, we are pushing the boundaries like never before. And together with our partners and exhibitors, we are shaping the future of tech, and we can't wait to share it with the world.
So how about your vision of the future, Sarah?
To me, it's about relevance, and it's about how tech can impact our everyday lives. And the great thing about IFA is that here you cannot only see the innovation, but you can also see how it resonates with the people here. And that's so great, because be it smart homes or sustainable solutions or intuitive use of devices, all this is here in the halls, and you can really experience it and see how tech impacts life in a meaningful way. And I really love that.
And obviously, you also know what you're talking about. I know you've been part of IFA basically, I don't know, 14 years?
Yeah.
Probably. So looking back, what do you think, what have been the major improvements when you think of the IFA project since you started working with it?
Well, IFA has always been about transformation since its beginnings in 1924, actually. But what has really driven us in the past few years, especially since our new joint venture started, is like to transform it into a modern trade show where there is a lot of connection, and people are really getting together and
collaborating.
Yes, and that's the fantastic thing, that it's not only like industries are connecting with each other, but also the visitors and the exhibitors and even generations, really. And nowadays also it's also technology and society. And for us, it has also been really collaboration has been like the headline of everything for our joint venture as well, where we have put together everything we could with our stakeholders and with our partners, and this is what's coming out of it. And I think we are on a journey, so there's even going to be more in the years to come.
And speaking of the journey, I mean, you know, this transformation didn't happen by chance. Obviously, it was led, it was shaped by people who truly see the potential in IFA and believe in the vision. As CEO of IFA Management Life, maybe you can tell us, since you've been right at the heart of the process, what makes this moment so special for you?
Good question. For me, this moment is special because it marks a new era of IFA. One that combines tradition with transformation. And we have taken bold steps over the past year. A new strategy, new partnerships, and a new mindset. And but what truly stands out is the incredible engagement from exhibitors, partners, and visitors alike. It's a moment where everything comes together: ideas, innovation, and most importantly, people. That's what makes IFA 2025 so exciting.
So one more question to both of you. If you had to describe, your personal IFA highlight 2025, what would it be? Like in one word. Sarah, you want to start?
Yeah, to me it's connection, because that's what it's all about. That's why we are here. We are connecting people, ideas, and also solutions.
Connection. What about you, Leif?
Apologize, I take three.
Okay, go for it.
House of IFA. It means our brand new concept space. It brings innovation to life in a way you can feel, explore, and to be inspired by.
Sounds good. And now we're going to go a bit deeper into basically what you just touched base on, because I'm pretty sure our guests also want to know what can they expect during the next couple of days, what highlights are there, and why is it worthwhile being part of IFA. So we're going to leave the stage to you. Zara, you and I will go backstage, and we'll be back in a couple of moments. So Leif, the stage is yours.
Thank you,
go for
Chris.
it.
Thank you. Hello, everyone, and welcome again to IFA 2025 here in Berlin. It's really good to see you all. After my presentation, you will understand what IFA stands for today, how it will evolve in the future, and how it will continue to shape our industry. I can say with confidence, this year is already shaping up to be one of our best. Looking around this room, seeing faces from all over the world, one thing is clear. This isn't just another tech event. We are here to explore what's next for all of us. Today, I'm excited to share everything about this year's show. Over the past year, my team and I have worked hard to evolve IFA 2025 into something even more vibrant. Several days of wonder and excitement about the future, packed with the latest tech and gadgets, top-tier keynotes, panel discussions with the world's most important expert, and groundbreaking performances, plus unforgettable experiences. Our motto this year is simple yet powerful. Imagine the future. It's more than just a slogan. It's a reminder of what's possible. Imagine the future is a call to courage. And yes, the future can feel uncertain. But here at IFA, we believe we can shape it together. And it's an invitation to you and to the millions who will follow your stories, broadcasts, and posts in the day ahead. Our world is changing faster than most of us ever expected. What once took decades now happened in months. Technology isn't just changing how we work, it's redefining what work is. Markets shift overnight. Startups scale to incredible valuations in weeks. And between the excitement and the fear, one thing is clear: we are at the crossroad. The question isn't whether technology will shape our future. It already is. The real question is, will it serve us, or will we end up serving it? That's why IFA and the exchange between experts and consumers, between frontrunners and mass producers, matters more than ever. This year, we are focusing on 3 areas that are reshaping everything. Artificial intelligence, for sure, software and computing power, and sustainability. In addition, the growth segments, starting with home appliances, smart home, content creation, computing and gaming, communication and connectivity, audio, fitness and digital health, and mobility, will be developed in a targeted manner. IFA is the global platform for innovation, where technology, culture, and society intersect. From the first radio to today's AI breakthroughs, IFA has always reflecting change and helped drive innovations. This year is no exception. All major retail groups are here. Their support and collaboration are a big reason why this year is already such a success. We have built strategic partnerships with Euronics expert electronic partner, Telering and Mediamarkt Saturn. In addition, we also engage with the wider spectrum of the world's most important trade organizations and brands, such as Amazon, JD.com, Boulanger, and SmartTech World. We have more product launches than ever. The world's leading brands are here, and they'll unveil cutting-edge informations at our show. And here is what makes me proud. IFA 2025 is sold out. We have sold more exhibition space than we did in our 100th anniversary. And in times of uncertainty, the industry chose Berlin. A majority of our targeted partners agreed to IFA. Why? Because in a world of endless scrolling, real experiences like those here at IFA make people stop and pay attention. Last year, we took a big step back and decided to rethink the IFA brand from the ground up. Not just a new look and feel, but a complete strategy reset. We ask ourselves, who are we and what do we stand for? Who are our most important audiences? How do we connect with them? And how can we make IFA even more relevant for today's next generation of opinion leaders? Of course, we are still here for our core audience, B2B. And we want to create even more value for them. But we also made a conscious decision to open up to new B2C target groups. Younger audiences, cultural movements, opinion leaders, a new generation of change makers. And we do all of this in a city that not just our location. IFA, Berlin is part of our identity. Berlin is energy, diversity, and creativity. And when IFA is on, the whole city feels it. From museums to clubs, from restaurants to cultural spaces, wherever you go in Berlin, you know IFA is happening. From that strategy came a series of new initiatives, all designed to make IFA more relevant, more open, and more connected to culture. IFA Moments is one of them. It's where we, together with our partners, create experiences that go beyond product launches. Moments that fuse brand storytelling, innovation, and culture. For example, IFA and Fotografiska, with one of Berlin's leading museums for photography and culture, shining a light on emerging voices and fresh perspectives. IFA and Home Again, tech meets techno. A night in June full of energy with the world-class DJs like Solomon and Peggy Goo, making IFA part of the cultural conversation all year round. IFA and Karina Kogan, exploring how immersive tech like XR and agentic AI is reshaping entertainment, retail, and beyond. Another example of this cultural connection is the IFA Sommergarten. On September 4th, we opened with Deine Cousine and Evil Jared and Groggy. And at this event on Thursday, IFA visitors can enter for free. It's a gift for all IFA visitors. And our other headliners this year are Ike Mel. By the way, the Saturday concert is completely sold out. Plus, one of Germany's most popular podcasts, Fest und Flauschig, will be recorded live on stage, uncut, open air, and probably a little bit chaotic. To reach and engage young audiences, we've also built the Creator Hub, a platform for creators, influencers, and storytellers who translate innovation into something people can relate to. This year, TikTok is sharing IFA content for 5 full days. And because demand had been so high, the Creator Hub is moving to the Palais. And to spread the word about our show even further, we start working with IFA ambassadors, creators who have already been part of our pre-IFA events, building buzz, credibility, and visibility. And we are also launching Find Your Next Tech, 35 hours of live stream content produced with Webedia and distributed across YouTube, GameStar, and more. Cultural energy and reaching new audiences are one side of IFA. Responsibility is the other. That's why we are proud to partner with Cradle to Cradle to put a spotlight on circular product design and sustainable innovation. Especially as we live in a world shaped by one defining shift: artificial intelligence. Just like electricity once did, AI is becoming the invisible infrastructure of our daily lives. It's already in our kitchens, our cars, our screens, our health trackers. That's why we didn't put AI in a separate pavilion. It's embedded everywhere at IFA, in every keynote, in every top exhibitor's booth. And the real question is, how do we use it? Not just to build more innovative products, but to create real progress for people, for society, for the planet. That's what matters. We believe that innovation had the power to unite. Technology doesn't care about borders. Innovation doesn't carry a passport. The challenges we face, climate change, inequality, and sustainability, demand global solutions. Some of you have asked about our political stance. Here's the answer. We build bridges. We believe in free trade, open innovation, and using technology to bring people together. Yes, we are here to do business. Additionally, we are here to foster understanding. Because when great minds collide, amazing things can happen. Of course, around the world, there are other shows where you can see innovative products. Yet some say you can watch the trailer there, while at IFA, you can watch the full movie. We are not here to compete. We are here to complete the global conversation about our future. IFA stands for International Collaboration in Action. Korean companies meet German engineers. American founders connect with Chinese manufacturers. Brazilian designers inspire Finnish developers. That's the kind of energy we love to see at IFA, the kind of energy that drives innovation. And it's the same mindset behind IFA Next. In this area of our exhibition, we bring together what's new, what's bold, and what's ready to shake things up. It's where emerging tech meets real world, relevant showcasing the latest startups. We are also launching something new, the IFA Innovation Awards, a new format to spotlight breakthrough ideas. An independent jury at honored products and technologies that stand out for design usability, sustainability, and forward-thinking impact. And we've created the Retail Leaders Summit, an invite-only event for up to 150 senior retail executives, to explore how technology shifting consumer behavior and innovation are shaping the future of commerce. Here at IFA, we are creating space for real exchange, connecting retailers, industry, tech disruptors, and key opinion leaders. You also find the Beauty Hub, which puts a spotlight on smart beauty and digital wellness. Games Ground is where gaming, esports, and creators come together to explore the future of play. Outdoor cooking and gardening in the Summer Garden is IFA's open-air experience celebrating outdoor living, where visitors can discover the latest innovations in barbecue, gardening, and smart outdoor appliances. And our new mobility track, located between Hall 6 and 7, explores what's next in transport, from EVs to micromobility to connected mobility solutions. We are also partnering with VR developers to bring coding culture, software innovation, and AI thinking right into the heart of the IFA ecosystem. And of course, we are proud to host world-class keynotes. With breaking news from JD.com, we are excited to welcome their CEO to IFA for the first time, sharing a vision for the future of retail. Don't miss the keynote block on Friday from 2 to 4 at the innovation stage right here, with insights from JD, Miele, and Electrolux. You see, we have a lot going on at IFA in the days ahead, and I can't wait to kick it off. So, yes, we are packed with product launches. We are sold out. Most of our key partners are on board. We're positioning IFA as a cultural platform, one that explores how technology affects our lives, our values, and our future. But above all, IFA is about people. It's about what happens when we connect, when ideas meet, conversations spark, and new collaborations begin. Behind every story, there's a human story waiting to be told. Let me close with this thought. With every story, photo, and interview, you are not just covering tech. You are capturing the moment when ideas become real. A smartphone enables connection. A new appliance frees up time for what matters. A founder's vision, that's the start of something big. And when you tell the story of IFA, you are telling the story of what's possible, of creativity, courage, and the drive to go further. So, here is my invitation to you. Join us to imagine the future and to shape it with your stories.
Let's give it up. Thank you very much, Life, for giving us this inspiring overview of what you can expect here during the next couple of days, from big ideas to real experiences. I think it's become clear that you can look forward to innovations, conversations, and obviously also momentum. And just in case you would like the presentation you just saw, all right, you can download it. You can have it directly, basically, via this QR code. So here we go. We're going to leave it up there for a couple of seconds. There we go, there we go, there we go. 5, 4, 3. All right, you got your cameras ready? Okay. 3, 2, 1. Because we have another QR code we're going to show you, and this one is for the next keynote. And we'd like to give you the possibility to download it before we actually get into the presentation, simply because there are a couple of facts and figures that you might want to follow while the presentation is going. So here is the second QR code for the upcoming presentation. Cheeky, cheeky. Okay. Everybody got that? All right. So we're going to shift our focus now from the IFA to the market itself. So get ready for some more information about consumer tech, obviously, consumer insights, latest trends, and also data, obviously with the help of Dr. Sarah Warnecke. Welcome back.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second part of the IFA opening press conference. As an economist, my role is to connect the bold visions we just saw with solid figures and clear signals. Yes, it's number time, but I promise to keep it brief and insightful. This year's theme is Imagine the Future, and to do so, we must also understand the present and the market dynamics that shape tomorrow's innovations. The fact that people imagined and prepared for the future in the past is why we can live the way we do today. In the same spirit, the IFA team got together right after last year's show and worked tirelessly to shape the next one, so we can all experience this forward-looking event in the coming days. So my thanks go out to the two managing directors, Leif Lindner and Jörg Arns of IFA Management, and their entire team for their commitment, creativity, and hard work. I would also like to thank my own team for their dedication and hard work, and of course, our partners at NIQ, formerly GfK, for many years of trust and for the cooperation from which the market insights resulted that I'm about to share with you now. Before we dive into the figures, let's consider the bigger picture. The global market for home and consumer tech is constantly moving, shaped by a mix of forces that pull in different directions. To understand where it's heading, we first need to look at the drivers behind it. Volatility remains high. Geopolitics, protectionism, a cooler global growth backdrop, and fragile monetary policy set the tone. Trade disruptions are growing. Protectionist measures, most notably US tariff policies, are straining global trade relations. Supply chains remain under pressure, and forecasts for global trade volumes are being revised downward. Inflation has eased from its peak, but disinflation has stalled, and central banks have limited flexibility for monetary policy. The latest IMF forecast from June 2025 puts global GDP growth at 3.0 and 3.1% in 2026. This small uptick does not signal sustained momentum. Weaker sentiment and uncertainty, especially in the US, weigh on this outlook, while some regions like India remain more resilient. The US and China remain pivotal. In the US, growth is held back by weak consumer demand and policy unpredictability. In China, tariffs hit experts, though fiscal stimulus helps cushion the impact. All of this directly affects global home and consumer tech markets and makes consumers hold back on spending, with immediate consequences for our industry. So let's look at the performance. Despite headwinds, the market is returning to growth, with total sales reaching $403 billion in the first half of 2025, up 4.6% year on year. Growth is supported by solid volume demand, policy stimulus in some regions, like especially China, and a replacement cycle in information technologies 5 years after the COVID hardware boost. Information technologies lead with strong growth, benefiting from both B2B and B2C demand. Photo is clearly positive. Telecom, major domestic appliances, and small domestic appliances each deliver solid single-digit growth in the 4 to almost 5% range. Consumer electronics is slightly softer in comparison to last year, but it is worth noting that in local currencies, the market grew by 7.2%, while in US dollars it was only 1.2%, excluding China. And this highlights currency effects and regional differences. Emerging regions drive most of the value growth. China is the clear engine supported by stimulus and resilient local demand. The Middle East and Africa, as well as Latin America, expand at a healthy mid-single-digit pace as populations grow and access to technology broadens. Emerging Asia outside China is positive, though more modest, reflecting trade and currency effects. In contrast, mature markets are softer. Western Europe is broadly flat as households stretch replacement cycles. Developed Asia is slightly negative due to saturation and export headwinds. Eastern Europe shows steady progress of a lower base. Policy sets the tempo. Targeted support lifts near-term demand, while trade frictions weigh on exports. So in short, growth is coming from where adoption is still rising and policy is supportive, while saturated markets require sharper value propositions to unlock demand. In developed economies, ownership is high and buyers are selective. Consumers spend when products deliver clear added value, durability, quality, useful new features, better energy efficiency, and everyday benefits they can feel. This means less spontaneity and more deliberate investment. Consumers feel higher prices in local currencies and shift towards stronger value. Manufacturers reporting in US dollars face softer price and revenue dynamics, which are squeezing markets. For the industry, the message is clear: innovation with tangible benefit, prices with restraint, and communication with clear messages. As prices bite in local currencies and choice becomes more deliberate, the market's heartbeat shifts from how many to how much. Premium features that solve everyday problems hold price, while saturated categories stretch replacement cycles. The result is a distinct pattern in the data. Value often outruns units, but not everywhere and not in the same way. So let's take a look and map that pattern category by category. Value growth is clearly outpacing unit growth, which tells us that consumers are spending more per device and that average prices are higher, not least due to input costs and tariffs. IT and office equipment are the main engines of this value-led pattern. Revenues are robust, while units are broadly stable, reflecting richer specs and a premium mix. Small domestic appliances show a similar revenue growth on only modest increases in units. Telecom stands out as relatively balanced, with both revenue and unit demand advancing, signaling stable pricing and steady upgrades. Major domestic appliances, including air conditioners, are supported by solid, volume-driven demand, with prices holding up. By contrast, consumer electronics and photo are essentially flat in revenue and slightly down in units, consistent with saturation and longer replacement cycles. In short, value leads volume, and some segments remain unit strong. Now that we've looked at the value and volume trends across product groups globally, let's take a closer look at what's driving those numbers behind the scenes. Which trends and forces are shaping the global home and consumer market? China is a key driver of unit growth in 2025, particularly through government subsidies. Several categories show much higher growth in China than globally, especially entry-level air conditioners and mobile computer. Air conditioners illustrate the pattern very well, which you can see on the slide. Global unit growth is at plus 11%, while China reaches 24% plus, and that clearly is driven by local subsidies. The same applies to smartphones and mobile computing, which also outpace the rest of the world. These targeted programs temporarily boost demand for affordable, high-quality products, but the subsidies are expected to phase out by Q4. And as subsidies expire, demand cools noticeably. So what will people pay for willingly? Let's look at some premium features that keep demand resilient. In small domestic appliances, wet and dry vacuum cleaners are the standout growth story, with robot vacuums not far behind, both riding the wave of smart convenience and time savings in everyday cleaning. Who wouldn't want that? Traditional espresso pump machines are enjoying a renaissance as consumers invest in quality and the small rituals that improve daily lives. In major domestic appliances, washing machines with auto-dosing are gaining traction because they simplify routines and optimize detergent use all at once, a practical upgrade consumers immediately feel. In consumer electronics, the overall TV market may be soft, but the premium end is vibrant. Larger 75-inch formats are expanding as home entertainment expectations rise. Smartphones with more storage and higher refresh rate monitors are winning because performance and fluid visuals matter. The pattern is clear. When products offer tangible, everyday advantages, the premium segment proves resilient, even in a challenging environment. We've seen how policy, regional dynamics, and product features shape decisions today. Now let's shift from diagnosis to direction. 3 signals stand out for the next 12 months. Upgrade cycles where replacement is due, premium features that deliver tangible benefits, and smart efficiency that pays at home. With that lens, let's look ahead. Looking at IT hardware, we're seeing strong momentum building. Mobile PCs are entering a new upgrade cycle driven by the end of Windows 10 support, pandemic-era replacement coming due, and growing interest in AI-capable PCs. Expect a shift towards higher memory and storage, stronger integrated graphics, and longer battery life, with commercial demand reinforcing the consumer cycle. In the TV segment, we're witnessing a post-COVID shift. The next replacement wave is expected in 2026, with longer intervals after the COVID-driven cycle. In 2025, growth will be selective. larger screens, better panels, and improved audio, more about experience than basic replacement. Home appliances are where efficiency meets intelligence. Energy-efficient appliances gain traction as consumers focus on costs and sustainability. Built-in appliances could return to moderate growth as interest rates ease, unless, of course, there is new tariff interference. Smart appliances, especially in the kitchens, gain value as AIoT features enhance everyday use, from guided cooking to predictive maintenance. Small domestic appliances remain smart, stylish, and strong performers. Premium stays resilient, especially robot and wet and dry vacuums, espresso machines and hair stylers, while fryers approach saturation. Commercial levers in 2025 focus on sharper event-led promotions instead of blanket discounts, curated solutions, bundles, and stronger after-sales value via software updates, accessories, and consumables. That brings us to the end of today's presentation. Thank you for your attention and for your continued interest in the home and consumer market. We look forward to engaging with you throughout IFA 2025 and beyond. If you have any questions, we're happy to continue the conversation on or off stage. Thank you, and of course, enjoy the show.
Thank you also, Dr. Sarah Warnecke. We're going to move to the side here, just a bit farther over here, because we're going to set up the stage now for our Q&A. Speaking of Q&A, here is the QR code, once again, which will lead you to Slido. This is the tool you'll be using, once again, to submit your questions to us. Thank you once again for this presentation, Sarah. It's interesting to see how data and also market developments often reflect, but also anticipate the changes we experience in the tech world. And it looks like we're ready to go already. So we're going to take a seat, and we're going to bring back Leif Lindner with a big round of applause. Leif, come on stage. Things just feel better with an applause. That's just how it is. So, if you have any questions, once again, don't hesitate. Don't be shy, okay? Just don't go home thinking, why didn't I ask that question, all right? So once again, raise your hands or submit your questions via Slido. Now, maybe, before we get into the questions here, I don't see any hands yet. Leif, I know this is your second IFA in your role. So maybe you could tell us, how does that feel in general?
Outstanding, amazing, because I was born in Berlin, and I was with IFA since I was a small child. So IFA is always something big and great, and it's so nice that I can be responsible for that.
We have the first question coming in here via Slido, so we'll move right over to that. Leif, IFA 2025, no, that's not the question we're looking for. Is that the right one? This one. There we go. Yes. IFA 2025 is a third event organized by IFA management. Have the teething problems been resolved in the meantime?
As you can imagine, when we started the new episode of IFA, it was all about communication. Mm-hmm. We checked with our stakeholders, with let's say end consumers, mainly also with the exhibitors, and we were in pre-discussion with them and see what is important for them, where we had to improve, and what matters. And in the end, we took it, and in our team we had many efforts to make things better, to improve step by step. And I think last year was good. This year, I think it's even better.
Even better. Very, very good. We have a question right over here.
Hello, this is Anil Banwari from India, IndianTelevision.com. This is a question to Sarah. What role is India playing in the consumer home electronics market, one? And you said India is resilient. That's what you said in your presentation. So what role is that resilience playing in the global growth?
So India is part of the emerging markets, and we see that in these markets there are more people entering the market, so that is more consumers participating in all these features and all the and buying all the new devices that are coming out. So this is one part, and also in the more saturated markets like Europe, we see that people are often waiting with replacing. That is not the fact yet in India. So it's a more upcoming market with more people entering the market and more devices also being available for them. You want to know a figure?
Yeah, a figure, yeah.
I need to get back to you with that.
Thank you for your question.
Can I add something?
Sure. Live.
So for us, also in execution, India will become more and more important. In 5 weeks, there is a big panel talk here from another organization referring to India. IFA will participate because in a moment, India is a little bit underestimated. So we were looking for that for next year to, let's say, make a closer connection with the Indian community.
Once again, thanks for that question. Any others we can take here from the room directly? Otherwise, we'll go on with Slido. Here's one. Yes, we'll take that question first, and then we'll move on to Slido.
Thomas Kuhn of Wirtschaftswoche. Berlin is a spot to be, and IFA has always been here. You mentioned in an interview that you were willing to become more present in the city. With a million people city, how difficult is it really to become visible in so many things and activities taking place as they are in Berlin? Are you where you want to be, or what are your plans to become even more visible?
You know, you're fully right, Berlin is quite big, but that's the reason why we are, let's say, connected ourselves in different areas. Yeah, there is Visit Berlin, there is Berlin Partner, there is the network of creatives. So we're joining different networks to see how we can collaborate, and some of the collaborations I already mentioned. The good thing is, it's not only that we are asking, they are coming to us as well, because they see how big our impact is. I'll give you one example. As you can imagine, IFA is one of the biggest, let's say, contributor for the hotel industry here in Berlin. Therefore, we collaborate with them. And when you will sleep in one of the partner hotels, from tomorrow onwards, the room keys are IFA branded. That's a small thing. But it's not that small, because we want to bring the IFA vibe into the whole city, and that needs we use all connections that we have in Berlin.
Thank you for that question. And this question here from Slido basically builds upon what we just heard. The IFA is sold out this year. Will it grow next year into city locations as well?
You mean in other countries?
No, basically into other city locations.
It's not planned yet. In a moment, our logic is that we had to build our roots, our fundament even stronger, develop here, and I think we're on a good way. I will not, let's say that we will never do that. But in a moment, the key is concentrating us on Berlin before we look for additional places. But in a moment, our home and our focus is staying at one place and not to go anywhere else.
Any other questions here from the audience? Raise your hand. Yes, right over here. Microphone is on its way.
Thank you. My name is Klaus Maulzang from Haushaltswarenzeitung. A question for Live. Live, you told the IFA is sold out. How many exhibitions are here? Do you have a concrete figure? And how many visitors do you expect for the whole event?
Yeah, it's always hard to imagine and to estimate. What we can say is that we are, as I said, we have over 180,000 square meters to cover. and we sold more space than in the last year. And that also means we have more exhibitors. 1,900 is the number, approximately 100 more than last year. But I want to be frank. The most important is not the quantity is the quality. So we're looking for the right ones. It's not our goal to grow in exhibitors. That could be a side effect, but what's more important is that we grow the strategic exhibitors. And our expectation for general visitors, let's say last year we had 215,000. As you can imagine, of course, our ambition is to go further, but everything about 200,000 visitors is a great success. And also here, looking at B2B audience, we are targeting a brighter audience and more visitors from all over the world. In the moment, we have visitors from more than 138 countries. So that is more important, quality before quantity.
Great question. Next question. Come on now. Come on. There we go. Yes, sir. Right here in the middle. Over here. Just raise your hand. We'll get you the microphone. She's coming up.
It's
right
coming.
behind you. There we go.
Thank you very much. I hope you can understand me.
Yes.
You was asked what is the most important for you. So you said connecting people. A few years ago on the website there was the accessibility statement. Since last year it's gone. I hope connecting people will include people with disabilities, and special people with blindness or with visual impairment. Why it's gone, why it's not longer on the site? Because this is extremely important for the people to connect. Thank you.
Great question.
Yeah. So normally it should be there because we increased our efforts in including people who need support. We have, for example, special guided tours for people with disabilities. And it's so important. I fully agree, innovation for all means for all. Therefore, it is a mistake from our side that we had to check because we want to communicate about things that we are doing. And again, we are doing much more than last year. I will check why it's not visible on the website. Sorry for that.
Thank you for that question. Next, yes. Let's keep them coming.
Hello, my name is Ratna, and my question is to Dr. Vanneke. So earlier in your presentation, you were covering the global trends as well as zooming into China. And you talk about how for the saturated markets, the prospects are more about value, premiumization, and so on. Could you comment a bit more about the contrast when it comes to Germany performance for the major domestic appliances, in which parts is different from the overall saturated markets and where is similar? So for example, the price development, the innovations, the key categories for Germany. Thank you.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. In the more like in Europe and also the US market, these are very saturated markets because everybody has basically all the devices already. So it only is about replacing those devices. It's not about getting these devices for the first time like it is in the emerging markets, for example, like in Latin America, Middle East, Africa, and also India, as we just talked about. So in Germany, it's more about replacing your device you already have, either because it's broken or because you want to upgrade. So these are the market drivers here in Germany.
She's a follow-up question, yes?
Is there anything that's quite unique or different to Germany compared to the rest of the saturated European markets? Anything that's a bit of an outlier, or everything you've said are the ones applicable to Germany? Thank you.
No, that's in Europe and the saturated markets, the picture is pretty homogeneous.
We have one question here from Slido. Life. You talked about bridges. What are the bridges IFA has built for retailers this year?
Yeah, first of all, we have the Retail Leader Summit because I learned from the last years that's the unique point that IFA had compared to other shows, that we have such a variety of retailers from all over the world. Therefore, we bring it together, we curate it, and tomorrow we have the Retail Leader Summit. That's one thing. Also, global markets. Maybe you remember last year, global markets what was outsourced at the station. This year, we brought it back in a hall 26. That was a logistic hall before. Now we revitalize it, and it's there. Also, kind of building bridges. In the end, we have also one dedicated person who we call him IFA Retail Ambassador, who's working for IFA with the support of a retailer expert. And this guy helps us to connect ourselves with retailers mostly all over Europe, but also about the world. So this is what we are doing to bring people together.
Thank you very much for that question and answer. Just looking into the audience. Don't want to miss anybody. Okay, Slido. This one is for Sarah. At the end of July, Seconomy signed an investor agreement with JD.com. Is this a sign that Chinese companies are pushing into the European market?
Yeah, I would definitely say so. Otherwise, they wouldn't do such an investment. And of course, that's going to be an interesting thing for the German and European market because Seconomy is all over, or MediaMarkt Saturn is all over Europe. So yes, this is going to definitely have an impact both on the industry and also on the retail. And of course, we cannot foresee how this is going to turn out, but we are going to monitor these changes, and it's going to be interesting to see how this is going to play out. However, of course, there's also, from the political side, of course, measures that can also be taken into, in order to make the trade fair, like all the policies that can be taken towards it. So we will see whether there are going to be policies or whether there's going to be free trade, if there are going to turn out tariffs because there is more push into the European market, and how all the players are going to respond to that. Yeah.
Next one, also again from Slido. How is this year's IFA going to affect today's youth? Technology makes it possible to connect while not leaving your own room once. How is IFA going to prevent that?
It's an interesting question because, of course, we want to keep the tech enthusiasts and the people who are, love and go to IFAs over years. Nevertheless, it's also, I would say, a currency for most of the exhibitors. How much are you oriented into Gen Z? What are you doing for the next generation that will bring the buying power in the next couple of years, and also who are key opinion leader? Therefore, it's also a crossroad, but I think we can manage both. And therefore, we have areas that are maybe more interested for the younger generation, like the beauty hub, like the creator stage, for example, content creation area, and the summer garden. Nevertheless, I think IFA was always also, when we look for B2C, for family. We are targeting that everybody had something to find at IFA. It's not, let's say, focused on individuals, it's focused on everybody. And therefore, I think we can manage that.
All right. Yes, another question from the second row up here.
Anil Banwari from Indian Television in India again. In India, there's something called quick commerce, which is delivering goods in 20 minutes or 30 minutes to your home. So is that something that's being reflected here in Europe, or it's not being reflected? This is to Sarah again. And secondly, cryptocurrencies, are they present in the market now in IFA, as far as cryptocurrency? And you got my question.
Wow.
So are you talking about food and fast-moving consumer goods, or
Yes.
are you talking about technical consumer goods?
I'm talking about, could be medicines, could be pharmacy, could be food, could be grocery items. So that's really taken off like nobody's business. And in India, digital currencies are, UPI, what's known as UPI, trade is running into almost probably $100 billion.
So about the fast delivery, yes, there are some players in the market, like especially in the fast-moving consumer goods sector. I don't know about 20 minutes. I think it's a little longer here, but there is this like, what's it called? Gorilla or?
Oh, yeah.
Flink, and yeah, there are a few services, and it has been building up, but I think it's like still in the baby phase, but it's definitely consumers want to have their goods even faster than they used to. That's definitely a thing. Are you talking about cryptocurrency here at IFA?
Yeah, at IFA, specifically.
Clive, do you know about that?
Not yet, but we had to take a look at it. In a moment, I also didn't see a demand compared to other shows in Germany, also in Europe, but I see at the horizon that we had to take care of that, and maybe next year I can be more in detail.
Thank you.
Great questions. Any other from the audience? We have one more from Slido, and I'm going to have to wrap it up here soon. So once again, this is your last chance, so to say. Here we go. One more for Life. When do you think generative AI will penetrate the electronic market following its integration into mobile and computing? Are European consumers positive about the integration of AI in home appliance products and services?
For sure. It's also, I think, a role of IFA to create and to underline that, because there's a lot of, I would say, let's advantage for consumers looking at the latest products from Miele, Electrolux, AEG, Bosch, Siemens, for example, also Hisense, Samsung with their bespoke AI washing machine. So there are many who are already integrating that kind of AI, and I'm absolutely sure that end consumer will embrace it, because the communication of these companies is also taking into consideration always sustainability and also security. Because I think in Europe people are more sensitive what happened with their data, and I think because they are covering all of this, people like to have it and they have no fear to do so.
And it's actually not what will happen, it's already happening. Everywhere here at IFA you see devices which you can buy tomorrow that have AI built in already.
So we're ready and looking positive towards, once again, that topic. Any other questions? Raise your hand. No. Okay. All right. So, all the way in the back. Okay, we'll take that one. Come on, let's give that gentleman a chance right over there.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for this nice presentation. I have a question. Should we be afraid of superintelligence in the near future, or is it a thing that's overhyped? You know, I think especially for the youth, I'm 19 years old, they don't know what the future has left for them, so should we be afraid of that? What do you think? And thank you very much.
Thanks for the question.
I didn't think so. I think you should be happy to look forward, what can it bring to make your life more convenient. Because it's important to look at regulations, but in the right dimension. If I take a look what happened in the past, I remember one figure of StudiVZ said before Facebook was coming. The founder said 80% of his time was invested into regulations. So we had to find the right balance. I didn't say that what happened in China and US is the right one, but in a moment I would say we had to look in Europe, in Germany, for the right balance. Otherwise we would be far behind, and that could lead to a problem. So the problem is not to embrace it, and that is my comment.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your questions. This concludes our Q&A, I'd say. So why don't we stand up so our team can once again make a bit of room and get rid of these chairs while we prepare our final little... There we go. agenda point. And in this case, the vice chairman of the GFU Supervisory Board has prepared a little bonus feature and a little sneak peek into the future of GFU for you. So, without any further ado, let's bring him up with his special guest. Please welcome the vice chairman of the GFU Supervisory Board, Christian Gavins, and his special guest, Karine Chardon. Welcome. Karine, Christian, welcome to the stage.
Thank you so much, and great how I pronounce my name. Excellent German pronunciation. Fantastic.
Thank you.
So, good afternoon, everyone. It's a big pleasure for me to be here on stage today and to be part of this very exciting moment for GFU and for IFA. As Vice Chairman of the GFU Supervisory Board, it's both my pleasure and my privilege to support the development and the continuity of this organization, especially at key turning points like today. As previously already announced, Dr. Sarah Warnecke is going to step down from her role as Managing Director of GFU end of this month after years of dedicated service to pursue new professional opportunities. I respect that Sarah kindly asked that we say goodbye to her after the show has wrapped up. However, I already want to extend our heartfelt thanks to Sarah, to her outstanding contributions, and her tireless commitment to GFU and to IFA. We already...
Thank you.
We already wish her all the best for her future endeavors. We've heard a lot about innovation and transformation in the past few moments, and rightly so. But what truly drives lasting impact and change is leadership. And today, I have the honor of introducing Sarah's successor. Someone who brings not only experience to that role, but also passion, curiosity, and a load of vision. Karine Chardon is no stranger in our industry. She's a highly respected voice when it comes to media policy, consumer technology, and digital transformation. As designated Managing Director of GFU, she will take on a role that is central to the future of IFA and to the broader ecosystem we support. On behalf of the entire Supervisory Board, I can say with great confidence, we are in excellent hands. So now, with a huge applause, please welcome Karine.
Thank you very much, Christian, for the warm welcome, and hello, everybody. I am delighted to be here with you today, and I am truly looking forward to my new role, building on the strong tradition of GFU, shaping the future of tech, together with the GFU Supervisory Board, with the GFU team, and of course, with the IFA management and our partner Clarion. I will be dedicated to further strengthening the IFA brand, and to continue the success story of IFA as the place to be, thriving as the leading global consumer and home electronics platform. So, once again, thank you very much, and I am looking forward to exciting and also quite some challenging times ahead together.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy the show.
Thank you, Karine. Much success. Thank you, Christian, also for joining us. Why don't you come a bit closer, you four, just a bit closer to the stage here so we can get one nice official picture. Volkmar is here, our photographer. There we go. Exactly. All right, looking good, looking good. Now, this is one picture. Ah, look at those smiles. Passion.
Absolutely.
Commitment. Excitement. Can read it all in their faces. There we go, there we go. All right, everybody get a picture of our four. And I'd like to say thank you to Karine and Christian. Thank you very much. Enjoy IFA. And once again, much success. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And And one more picture opportunity with both of them, with Sarah and Leif. A little more in the, yeah, there we go, in the middle. Looking good, looking good. So, ladies and gentlemen, this basically wraps it up, so to say. I hope you enjoyed the press conference just as much as I did. If you did, why don't we give our guests who are on stage here today one more big round of applause. Thank you all.
One moment, Chris.
One more thing.
Yesterday, I heard that you fall in love with our merch collection.
I did.
And I want that you are looking, that you look always nice, and therefore I have something for you.
Oh, look at that.
This is the one. You can also buy it, by the way. And Chris, this is for you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Leif. Thank you very much. No joke. That's no joke. Yesterday during the rehearsals, Leif had one of them on. I was like, man, where'd you get that shirt? They're looking fine. Look at that. All right. This way? There we go. Thank you very much. Very, very kind of you. So, once again, thank you all for joining us. Much success here at IFA 2025. There's a lot to discover, a lot to explore. Once again, don't hold back. And do us a favor, after you've taken a couple of pictures or whatever you still have to do, please leave the room promptly since we have to get ready also for the next event already. Once again, thank you for your attention. Stay healthy, stay safe, and hope to see you again next time. Bye-bye.